terrified right now.
What the hell? What the hell?
Venturing deep into the depths of Appalachia alone is absolutely horrifying. But what happens when you encounter someone or something you'd rather never meet?
Holy...
Tonight on Mr. Fear, we're taking a deep dive right into the 30 of the most terrifying Appalachian encounters ever recorded. Watching you. There's few rules when it comes to living in Appalachia. Don't whistle after dark, don't look into the trees, and don't go out at night. Oh, and if you hear your name, no you didn't. For those that are unfamiliar, Appalachia is a region along the stretch of the Appalachian Mountains in the eastern United States, spanning 5 different states. It's a heavily wooded area, and myth and folktale are not in short supply, with sightings of skinwalkers, wendigos, ghosts, and aliens alike. The following video takes place in the daylight of Appalachia, which, according to locals, still isn't safe to roam without a companion. Take a look. The footage shows a daytime camper who spotted a rather strange figure in the wood.
No. What is that?
It's hard to tell what it is exactly, but it can be seen moving ever so slightly, so we know that it's sentient, that much is certain. It seems to be staring at the camera person intently, carefully studying their next move. It's a figure of some sort, shaped like a human for sure, but in Appalachia, it's never safe to assume. It's also good not to have too many questions either.
No. What is that?
Stalking Cougar. This next one needs no special introduction. Appalachia is certainly haunted by its supernatural past, but the mountain range itself is home to some pretty unfriendly natural creatures too. This clip features a man alone on the hiking trail, and as he turns the corner, he meets a wild young panther who's clearly terrified. The two are instantly weary of each other, and what plays out is a natural game of cat and mouse.
Get the away! Holy
Though the man does manage to scare the panther away, take caution. The Appalachian fauna should not be played with.
you, dude! Holy...
The Screamer. There's only one state that fully sits within the Appalachian mountain range, and that's West Virginia, known as the supernatural heart of Appalachia. The following video takes place in a West Virginian forest in the dead of night, and if you remember the rules, that's certainly breaking a few. Let's watch. The camper begins to hear some strange rustling in the distance, along with a few odd howls.
Maybe creature or some sort of monster. I have no idea what it is, but it's...
It could be animals, or it could be something much, much worse. When he pulls his flashlight out to investigate, he hears another strange sound, and as soon as he flashes towards the noise, he notices something hiding behind a tree.
It's on fire. What the hell is that?
It's hard to make out any features, but the shape is white in color, a palish, sickly kind of white, and it seems to possess elongated limbs. It makes its final yelp.
What the hell is that? What the hell?
Clearly uncomfortable at the sight of a human, and the man manages to make it out with his life. Lucky him, because to those who live in Appalachia, it's usually not so easy to escape a skinwalker.
What the hell is that? What the hell?
Stranger danger. The following video is slightly disturbing, so if you scare easily, you might want to put your hands over your eyes now. Take a look. On the side of a West Virginian road, a couple managed to capture a man behaving rather oddly. He makes his entrance crawling out from the forest's edge. He looks human, but the more he continues, the lines between human and creature blur a little.
Just some cruisers, man. That's crazy shit.
The way he crawls is unnatural, and it becomes almost difficult to watch. The man is entirely pale, looking as if he's been painted over with white paint, and his arms are a little longer than expected. Something about him is definitely off. There's no doubt about it.
That's crazy shit. Guy's crawling at me like it's goddamn...
As he makes his way closer to the camera, it's obvious that he's either very sick or something is very wrong indeed. The couple, clearly alarmed, decide to leave the man and make their way back to the car. Smart move.
What's up, dude?
Some say he's possessed by something, and that it's likely not a man at all, but a skinwalker only taking the shape of a man. What do you think is happening here? Let us know down below.
What's up, dude?
The Weird Woman. On a biking trail in the soft, sunlight afternoon, a biker is simply minding his business, feeling the wonderful wind upon his face. As he continues picking up speed, he notices a woman cross the trail ahead, seemingly dressed in Victorian-era clothing. Keep in mind, the biking trail is fairly remote, but the uploader suggests it wouldn't be that impossible for another person to be around. But someone dressed in Victorian clothing? What's that about? Perhaps a LARPing convention not too far away. A cosplayer, simply just lost in the woods. Whatever it is, it's definitely eerie, and the biker said he just hasn't had the heart to go back. Good idea. Bear attack. Man versus bear is a tale as old as time, and that is no different in Appalachia either. In the following clip, a man is awoken to some strange noises from outside his flimsy tent. As he zips down the enclosure, he spots a huge, hulking brown bear right outside his encampment. He quickly closes it, as if that's going to do much of anything. But the bear is bent on ruining this man's day, so it attempts to force its way into the tent by other means. The bear does eventually give up, but it's easy to say that man was more than lucky to make it out with his life. Creature feature. It's the 4th of July in Appalachia, and not even Independence Day is safe from its mysterious terrors. Take a look. The following video features a bunch of teenage boys having a fireworks show at their campground at the base of the Appalachian Mountains to celebrate the holiday. Everyone's having a blast until they begin to hear something terrifying in the distance. Some kind of guttural, human scream not too far off in the distance. They decide to go investigate, but the closer they venture into the darkness, it sounds like someone, or something, hissing at them from afar.
What is that?
Soon, they begin to see some kind of figure moving not too far ahead, swaying its body back and forth in a bizarre manner. And because boys will be boys, they decide to throw a lit firework in its direction. They must not be from around here. The firework pops, and something howls in terror.
Go! No! Run! Run!
And before you know it, you can see its gnarled, long-limbed body, totally pale and featureless, walking slowly towards them. They notice the creature gaining ground, so they have their first bright idea all day. Run.
What the hell? What the hell?
The Beast. You might think your car might be the safest place to hide from whatever lurks in the forest, but in northern Alabama, you'd be very, very wrong. Watch. Here, the footage comes to us initially uploaded to TikTok, where a pair of campers are ready to head back to their campsite after a long day of fishing and hiking. As they're getting ready to leave, the passenger begins to notice something strange lurking out beside their car. Whatever it is moves closer to the driver's door, and then out of nowhere, peeks very carefully directly below the driver's side mirror. Its eyes are very soft and human-like, but it's certainly not human. It doesn't really look like an animal either, as a simple Google search of a mountain lion, cougar, and panther come up close, but don't exactly match. Whatever it is curious, and it begins by shaking and jostling the car, attempting to get in it. The video cuts there, but it leaves us with one singular question. What the heck was that thing? BigFoot Bully. Some clever trail cam footage manages to spot what looks to be Bigfoot, completely unaware he's being captured on camera. The way the beast moves is so endlessly fascinating, and its height and stature are nothing short of terrifying. The creature seems to be looking for food or building itself shelter, but it's definitely preoccupied with something. Does Bigfoot just chill out when he thinks no one is watching? Is Bigfoot just simply misunderstood? Later on in the clip, he can be seen whacking a large tree branch against the trunk, and after he's finished, he throws it right into the direct line of the camera, as if he's onto us or something. He eventually just picks up and walks away, which leaves us to wonder, is this beast real or not? Or is this just some elaborate setup with a pretty convincing Bigfoot costume? What do you think? Let us know down below. Shapeshifter. Even those living in Appalachia are not safe from its many horrors. While they might know how to avoid them, happening upon one is a rite of passage, like a first kiss or getting your driver's license. Take a look. This footage comes directly from someone's backyard, and while they've had their fair share of creepy experiences before, the uploader says this one is by far the most terrifying. Buckle up. The footage showcases what looks like a hiking bipedal figure waltzing slowly across the edge of the forest. The man yells at it, but it doesn't waver, continuing to walk on, swaying side to side, slowly but surely.
What the hell is that? Hey!
It moves slowly, and any discernible features are really hard to make out. But there's something lurking there, there's no doubt about it. You can see the owner's dog on the lawn too, carefully watching whatever's walking by. The dog doesn't bark, but you can see that they're watching, carefully, almost frozen in fear. Whatever it is eventually disappears into the night, and we are unfortunately left with more questions than answers.
What the hell is that? Hey!
In the shadows. You must be thinking by now that trail camera footage from the heart of Appalachia must go crazy, right? Well, you'd be exactly right, and we have evidence. Watch. Someone's cabin trail cam footage picks up what looks to be a hulking figure walking slowly through the wilderness. Now, it could obviously just be a person, except it's just about as remote as you get, with no civilization for at least 50 miles in all directions. The figure walks very oddly, really taking its time to cross the entirety of the frame. The footage ends there, but we have to ask ourselves, especially considering the location of the footage, What was that, and what could it possibly be doing at 3 in the morning? Does this have some more realistic explanation, or is it just another Appalachian oddity? You be the judge. Bad Boar. While minding his business hiking through the Catskill mountain range, a man stumbles across a wild boar, rearing its ugly head, ready to pounce. You can hear the boar oinking nastily before you can see it.
Holy shit.
And the man immediately jumps back, ready to go into attack position. The boar attempts to charge at the man, but the man wields a careful pistol, managing to maim the boar before it can get too close.
Don't do it.
It's a good lesson to learn about Appalachia. Always be on high alert.
Don't do it.
Appalachian Cemetary. These mountain horrors are so famous, they actually draw in a foreign crowd. After hearing about all the Appalachian horrors on TikTok, a man from the UK throws caution to the wind and decides to visit, only to see for himself what all the fuss is about. Well, he's about to get a culture shock in the worst possible way. Take a look. While out in the middle of a pitch-black forest, the UK man begins to prepare his tent, as he's tired and ready to call it a day. But before he can get there, he begins to hear, yep, you guessed it, strange noises coming from the wilderness. As he flashes his camera at the horizon, strange light orbs begin to pop in and out of light.
What's that?
He captured quite a few of them on camera, as they seem to be floating all around the midnight sky. As he continues further, he begins to feel like he's definitely not alone. The longer he looks into the pitch blackness, the more confused he becomes. Is there something moving there? He stares a bit longer, only to finally confirm that yes, there's someone or something lurking not too far away.
What? He's moved. I'm gonna have to go and check that out.
Once he whips out his camera, it's obvious. There's someone there for sure, wearing what looks like a faceless mask and a hoodie of some kind.
He's a person. I'm not even joking. What the f?
The man takes off running, naturally, but we're left to wonder, did he just escape a sticky situation? And the Appalachian locals will tell you, not all the spooks in the mountains are supernatural.
That is a person. I'm not even joking. What the f? I can't see any.
Daddy. If you're all alone in the cold Appalachian forest and you hear a child call for their daddy, are you sticking around or are you getting the heck out of Dodge? Take a look. The footage captures what looks to be a snowy nighttime scene in some deep, remote forest. Looks innocent enough, right? But immediately as the footage begins, you can hear a child say, "Where are you?" and "I'm here." Then some moments later, another child's voice calls out, "Daddy!" and "Hello?" According to local folklore, this would be what some locals call a mimic, a creature who can replicate human voices in order to lure their prey in. Whatever that was, thanks, but no thanks. Old woman. This is one of those clips that, if it's real, it's one of the most terrifying things we've ever seen. And if it's fake, it's still pretty darn creepy nonetheless. Take a look for yourself. There's not a lot of background here, but a man in the woods alone with nothing but a terrible flashlight in hand is not a new concept for sure.
Guys, so I got a...
As the man fumbles around the forest, he hears what can only be described as someone's bizarre laugh.
What was that? Did you hear that?
The laughter occurs for a few more times, and for whatever reason, the man presses on, and suddenly a figure emerges from behind one of the trees.
Guys, I'm terrified right now.
It at first looks to be an old woman, but upon closer inspection, it actually looks like someone in a mask, likely trying to pull off a prank of some kind. He makes a run for it, and the footage cuts. But we can't help but wonder, was this some kind of setup, or was there something more sinister happening here? Let us know down below.
Guys, I'm terrified right now.
Knock knock. It's impossible to tell what exactly this next video contains, but keep a close eye on it, for the longer you look, the stranger it becomes. Watch, the footage is short, but features a local Kentucky woman smoking on her patio before bedtime. She's recording the insane coyote activity as she's being surrounded by packs and packs of wolves.
Guys, that's my breath. Oh my god. There's two groups of coyotes. There's a group across the road, and there's a group behind my house also. And they keep howling back and forth. That just scared the crap out of me.
It seems like the coyotes are excited about something, but it's unsure what exactly it is. As she continues to film, she begins to notice something weird at the edge of the forest.
What does it look like? Is that the same spot?
She initially believes it to be a person, but she's unsure exactly what she's looking at. And with the quality of the video, it's hard for us to make it out either. It looks like a woman standing there staring at her, wearing a bright blue, old-fashioned dress. It cocks its head, but only slightly. The footage ends there, but a bigger, looming mystery remains. What do you think that was exactly? Let us know down below.
What does it look like? Is that the same spot? Don't mind my drag. What is that?
Lizard Man. After a long day of fishing in North Mississippi, a man and his daughter are packing their things to head home. They've both let it get very, very dark, and the wife has been calling like crazy with worry, telling him, "You know what happens after dark?" She's obviously right, because after he stowed the fishing rods away, he and his daughter begin to notice some strange movement in the trees.
You think that was a coyote? What do you think that was? What was it? Do you see it where?
His wife has told him to stay calm in these kinds of situations, and as long as you stay still, you'll be fine. The two stand there, frozen still, watching this strange-looking creature emerge, slowly walking through the woods, paying them no attention at all.
Holy...
Some say the creature is lizard-like in appearance, and as silly as that sounds, it does almost look like the creature from the Black Lagoon, or even the ghost of Captain Cutler from Scooby-Doo. What do you think this is exactly? Some kind of prank? Or something yet unknown to us? You be the judge.
Holy...
Backyard Appalachia. Another Appalachian ring camera nightmare come true. The stuff people manage to capture on these things are crazy, and here's no exception. Let's take a closer look. The following footage is collected from an Appalachian woman's backyard, where she captures what looks to be a person, likely a woman, moving rather oddly. It's obvious immediately the other person isn't well, perhaps looking like she's just escaped a dangerous situation. The woman is costumed rather strangely, wearing what looks to be very old-fashioned clothing, and she is always concealing her face for whatever reason. While the homeowner wasn't home at the time, she was curious to find if there were any footsteps or tracks left in her yard the next day. There wasn't, which stumped her even further. Upon reviewing the footage, the homeowner discovered she could hear eerie disembodied voices caught right at the microphone of the ring. Though the figure was a good couple feet away, the homeowner was able to make out, "Let me in your house," pretty clearly. It seems like it might be time to move. Grim Reaper. A group of teens are out driving around remote Kentucky when they stumble across a strange-looking figure standing over an abandoned railway track.
Oh yeah. Look at him, he got him bobbing back and forth.
The figure looks to be dressed up as the Grim Reaper, standing menacingly in place and holding what looks like a scythe, watching the car full of teens intently. As they drive by, the figure turns around to stare, keeping a close eye on the teens as they drive away slowly.
Yeah, he keep turning.
Hey, chill, hold up.
What do you think? Some kind of performance art, or some strange Appalachian omen?
Look at him, he got him bobbing back and forth. Hey, he following the car.
Yeah, he keep turning.
Hey, chill, hold up.
Howling Moon. A woman decides to overcome her fears by way of exposure therapy, setting up a razor-thin fabric tent against the entirety elements in an attempt to camp by herself, all alone in a pitch-black forest. Why? Not sure. But as she records her stay, she's awoken by the sound of one of her dogs at alert, possibly noticing someone or something moving around the campsite. As the woman is talking to the camera, she hears loud rustling to the left, big, heavy branches being broken with an extreme amount of force.
Stop! Oh, God!
She's had enough, so she decides to pack up and make her way back to her car. Later though, as she makes her way back to safety, she begins to hear some strange clicking-like noise echoing through the distance. It's very bizarre, and according to the commenters, it's a sound that nobody seems to be familiar with. She's seemingly being followed by someone or something, but it's hard to make out the sound of the footsteps. What do you think is going on here? Just spooked by the sounds of a typical forest? Or is there something more sinister at play?
It's up there, going this way. Okay. I can't, I'm trying, I can't.
Playtime's over. This next video is a pretty good encapsulation of what a day in the life of an Appalachian family looks like. Because when you're born there are just some things you have to get used to. And weird shadow creatures haunting your children is just one of those things. The following footage captures a mother recording her children playing out in the garden on a balmy and overcast summer day. Things are going swimmingly until the mother begins to notice some strange, erratic movement coming from behind the children. As she moves her phone across the land, it captures what looks to be a strange figure peeking from behind a tree like a hide-behind. Later, while doing the dishes inside, the mother is peering out the front window and sees the same strange movement by the garage. Another figure is standing behind the garage, peering directly at the family. It's hard to make out any features, but one thing is for certain. Something is fixated on them. While the video cuts there, and this video seems to be the last one the user ever posted, we'll never know if they managed to solve this eerie mystery.
Oh my God, nobody is gonna ever believe this. All right, we're going back inside.
Fade in. Though this next clip is short, it provides some pretty terrific insight into how in Appalachia, creatures can seemingly just manifest out of nowhere. The following footage was captured on a trail cam, which was set up to record any local fauna who might happen to visit the campsite at night. As the family sleeps inside the tent, a hairy, beast-like figure slowly fades into view from the upper left. It's slow to go at first, but you can eventually make out big, glowing eyes, a hulking frame, and a sinister-looking face. It seems to just stand there, doing nothing special, and does so right until the video ends. A lot of people in the comments propose BigFoot, but what do you think it might be? Let us know. down below. What was that? On a daytime stroll through their backyard forest, a couple is in the midst of a conversation when all of a sudden, the wife sees something strange moving through the trees. She asks her husband if he can see it too, but he doesn't notice it right away.
Yeah. Like a thrust and not a hang, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? 'Cause if
something
if
hard
don't
and
hung on it
fast.
for any amount of time,
The heck was
top
that?
probably
Did you
came
see
down.
that?
It can be hard to spot, but there's this strange flash of movement, looking as if reality glitched in this strange rip in the time and space continuum. It looks like something jumped down, rewound, and then suddenly disappeared into nothing. Now, there are wild rumors circulating that the reason Appalachia is so strange is because the electromagnetic fields emit a negative ion balance, which might be an explanation to why so much strange stuff happens there. What do you think? Wild conspiracy or something to look into? As always, you be the judge.
Yeah.
Like a thrust and not a hang, you know what
Yeah,
I'm saying? 'Cause if
something
if
hard
don't
and
hung on it
fast.
for any amount of time,
The heck was
top
that?
probably
Did you
came
see
down.
that?
Sam's been checking it out.
Stranger danger. Yet another foreign visitor was drawn to the strange yet intriguing allure of Appalachia. This man, from Scotland, finds out the hard way that Appalachia can chew you up and spit you right back out. Take a look. As a Scottish man wishes us good night, he is awoken at 3 in the morning, the devil's hour, to some pretty horrifying sounds coming from outside of his tent. The noises are loud enough that they manage to jostle the man out of bed.
Hello? 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 Hello?
And as he sits to listen, he hears some strange laughing and grunting coming from not too far away. Initially believing he has company, the man yells, "Hello!"
Hello? Hello?
But no one returns his beck and call. According to the man, he will be taking a different kind of vacation next year. Weirdo. Sitting down for dinner should be a relatively safe and terror-free affair, but not in Appalachia. As a family was about to dig into their evening meal, one of their kids spotted a strange-looking face in the kitchen window. Watch. Terrified, the mother whips out her phone and begins to record. This definitely is not her first rodeo either. She knows exactly what to do, and getting her phone out and ready was the smartest thing she could have done. As the footage rolls on, a terrifying-looking face pops into view, surveying the family from inside. From as far as we can tell, it's definitely human, but the longer you look at the face, the more unnatural it seems to become. We don't know about you, but we'd be moving out the next day. How about you? Mountain lion. If you haven't heard by now, the Appalachian Mountains are absolutely known for their supernatural occurrences, but they also harbor dangerous wildlife. Take a look. This Appalachian hiker was minding his own business when he encountered a mountain lion on the hiking trail. Both were cautious of one another, which resulted in a tense standoff between man and beast. Although the hiker scared the lion off, it's crucial to remember that Appalachian wildlife should be respected and not underestimated.
Yeah? See this, Will? This is the mountain lion.
Weirdo wandering. Initially posted to the Ghost subreddit, the following clip was debunked as a spirit, but as a cryptid, it made a compelling case. Take a look. The initial user who posted the clip deleted their account, and as far as we can tell, there is not a lot of background to what's going on here. But the footage shows what looks to be a strange humanoid figure making bizarre movements with its hands and feet. Watching the creature move is endlessly fascinating, as it looks to be conjuring some sort of spell or something. It stands there for a while, doing its bizarre dance, and eventually makes its way to the mouth of the cave, where it disappears entirely. Wendigo. The following video is apparently one of the first recorded Appalachian videos on the internet. Though the footage is blurry and retro to say the least, its horrors feel as fresh and modern as ever before. Take a look. It features a couple making their way in a West Virginian forest, and as they are walking through the dense and thick forest floor, they began to notice something strange out of the corner of their eyes. If you look closely, you can see what seems to be a see-through shape moving slowly across the frame. It's hard to make out at first, but it definitely looks like someone moving through the forest, exceptionally well camouflaged. The two stand there, mesmerized by what they see, but as soon as the wife begins to speak, the creature lets out a terrible screech. The two run for cover and end up dropping the camera as the footage abruptly goes dark. This is supposedly footage from a missing couple that disappeared around 2002 West Virginia. But you know the internet. Whatever the footage contains, know this: if you see something terrifying, you better run for the hills.
See that? Over there, look, over there. Do you see that?
What the hell?
Little creature. If you ever make your way up to Appalachia, locals will tell you that you can just never be prepared for what you might see, and the following video is no different. Take a look. The footage seems to capture what looks like a strange goblin-looking creature balancing itself on the trunk of a dead tree. The footage is short, but you can clearly see the tiny creature in view as it cocks its head left and right, as if it was seeing something strange for the first time, too. Is this a bit of internet magic, or do we have a real-life Appalachian goblin on our hands? Demon danger. A man gets turned around from the trail he was following, and darkness is falling in, fast. He's got to get back to safety, but he's lost and can't find a path back to his truck. Some say the most dangerous time in Appalachia is right at dusk, as whatever sleeps in the forest during the day begins to stir and wake up. He's trying to track his location by recording a video, and as he continues to move on, he sees a strange mass of shadow seemingly hanging from a tree ahead. The noise of the forest has gone completely still, and the hair on his arms is standing stiff. The shadow is clearly moving, looking as if it is staring directly at the man himself, deciding its next move. It's dark, but it's not nighttime, so you can clearly make out the shadow from his other surroundings. For whatever reason, the man moves closer to the shadow, and as soon as he gets too close, the shadow quickly moves into nothing, disappearing entirely behind the tree.